believe is substantially different in the nature of its intent, whereas this is to establish bar. I believe Vision Caucus's intention is to establish the sale of alcohol. I just want to get that on the record. That's it.
Okay. 2 minutes of final privilege whenever you're ready.
Awesome. Yeah, again, I'm not going to take too much time. Appreciate the words of the Judiciary Committee. I will note that the sale of alcohol is already permitted on this campus at various locations, which is what this bill is advocating for, to grant a permit to a bar on campus. So that already is a thing. And so now we're just trying to create a bar with the establishment of that permit. So excited to see this pass. I appreciate it. And yeah, I waive the remainder of my time.
Okay. Are there any motions at this time?
Can I answer
Yes.
the sponsor? Yeah, if it wasn't already permissible with alcohol, we wouldn't be able to have any at the stadium. So it's kind of that simple.
Yeah. Point of personal privilege, may I
Yes,
Mr.
yes, you may.
Yeah, that's not the entirety of the bill. It wasn't just to allow it. There was some more language included in that bill. I just want to make that clear.
No worries.
I figured as much.
Yeah.
Are there any motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1057 by unanimous consent.
Okay, are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1057 has been officially approved. We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1058, resolution urging UF to join the university studying slavery.
We already did that. 1059.
I apologize. 1049?
59.
1059.
Oh, I apologize, guys. Thank you for correcting me. We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1059, Senate Caucus Clarification Act, again, authored by Minority Party Leader Daniel Pelton. Whenever you're ready, 5 minutes.
Okay. I'm super excited to see that SMOs have really taken off, like way better and bigger than I was expecting. But essentially, I've already noticed a few problems with them, namely that it doesn't specifically state that SMOs have the sole discretion as to what exactly they want to do within their body. And so I just wanted to clarify that. I also was approached by Jackie and SJO, who basically explained to me that there are some issues with SMOs as to whether they are decision-making bodies. And if they are decision-making bodies, then they have to be public notice. They're subject to Florida Sunshine Law. It's a whole mess. So essentially, this bill just specifies that instead of a decision-making body, it's an information-gathering and fact-finding body, which essentially means that it's no longer subject to Florida Sunshine Laws. And it's just a sort of a clarification so we don't have to deal with any public notice or anything. So it's very straightforward, shouldn't be much of an issue, and I yield the remainder of my time.
5 minutes of question and answer. 5 minutes of debate. Okay, 2 minutes final privilege.
Oh, I waive.
Okay, any motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1059 by unanimous consent.
Okay, are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-10... Was it 59? 59 has been officially approved. We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1060.
I move to consider SSB 2024-1061 by unanimous consent.
Okay, are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1061, Student Council Act 400 Code Revision, authored by Senator Hunter Monson and Minority Party Leader Daniel Pelton, is now being under consideration. So whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah. So essentially, as of right now, this is actually pretty straightforward. I know this is a big bill, but I'm just going to kind of explain exactly what's been going on lately. So in the past, when a student brings forth and wants to represent a Supreme Court case, they're not currently technically per the codes allowed to have another student serve as counsel on their behalf. And so we saw that there was a case in particular, I don't exactly remember the situation, but do you want to comment on it?
Or you talked about Oscar's expulsion case?
Yeah, I think it was actually Oscar's expulsion case over the summer. Essentially, there was nothing that specifically allowed for Johnny, who wanted to represent Oscar in that case, to actually represent Oscar in that case. And so all this allows for is to guarantee that in any cases before the Senate body or the judicial branch in any regard, you are allowed to, and is codified, to appoint another student to represent as your counsel. Again, I want to make it clear this doesn't allow for like a lawyer to come in and represent you or something absurd. But it's just, again, allowing for something we've already allowed in precedents to be codified, and that is a student can represent you in a court proceeding, and rather than yourself. So I yield the remainder of my time. Please ask questions.
Okay, 5 minutes of questions. 5 minutes of debate. 2 minutes of final privilege.
I waive.
Okay, any motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1061 by unanimous consent.
Okay, are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1061 has been officially approved. We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1062, Temporary Chair Election Act, authored again by Senator Hunter Monson and Minority Party Leader Daniel Pelton.
Did we skip 1060?
Yes.
Or do we go back to it? Yeah.
I thought.
So you moved forward past 10-6.
So in the previous meeting,
Yeah, 'cause
we
we kept
did
moving.
this. We kept moving
Okay,
forward,
that's
so
what
I
I mentioned.
believe we're allowed to do that.
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm just making sure which one I have up at the moment.
Yeah.
Whenever you guys are ready for 5 minutes of presentation, again for SSB 2024-1062.
Yeah. So as you can see the proviso, I actually did not write this myself. This was very much the former Senate President who wrote this, so you're gonna have to give me a second to understand exactly what it is that they wrote. So just pardon me for one moment.
I can kind of probably speak on it.
Okay,
a little
go for
bit.
it.
I think this, to my knowledge, this was written in light of what happened at the end of this past semester when former Senator Jonathan Stevens had to act as the chair at the moment in time. I think that's like the context of this bill, and that's to my knowledge of like where this like originally intended to come from. Because we saw that like there were a lot of like people were shouting, there's a lot of discrepancies. It was a very heated moment. However, that person at that moment in time was the acting chair. So.
Yeah, so to speak a little bit more on it, so basically this just requires that the Senate immediately moves into the election of a temporary chair following the meeting being called to order. We don't want there to be any sort of like question as to whether a senator can just call the meeting to order and then declare themselves the chair for the remainder of the meeting, because that's not specifically outlined in the rules and procedures as it stands. I think it's very important that we make sure that no matter what happens, if a chair is not present, if someone in the line of succession is not present, and we have to have just a random senator call the meeting to order, then there needs to be an election immediately for the temporary chair, rather than it just kind of being left up to chance, if you will. And that's really all this does. It just delineates that the election has to occur immediately after the initial roll call, if a quorum is established, and if there's not a quorum, then they can only entertain the same motions that can be entertained when there is just a normal chair and there is no quorum. So that's not out of order or anything. That's within the rules and procedures. Everything is still in line with everything. All this does is ensure that we move straight to the election of a temporary chair and there's no shenanigans or funny business at all. So I yield the remainder of my time.
Awesome.
5 minutes of question and answer.
So this just continues after, if the line of succession fails to have any member present, it continues. Lovely.
Rare circumstance, but we
Yeah.
want to make sure there's no
Glad it's going to be
business.
covered.
Any more questions? 5 minutes of debate. Okay. 2 minutes of final privilege.
I waive.
Okay. Any motions at this time?
I move to pass SB 2024-1062 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SB 2024-1062 has been officially passed. We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1063.
I move to consider, that's already been considered.
Okay.
SSB 2024, 1074 by unanimous consent.
Okay, are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1074, resolution requesting student legal services to assist students with immigration services, authored by Senator Monish Vijayaraghavan and Senator Hunter Monson. Senator Hunter Monson, whenever you're ready.
Awesome. This is one thing that Monish and I have been wanting to have since late summer B. Like, I know Monish and Eric O, or former Senator Eric O, they originally did this, and I corrected it via an amendment that was not heard in summer because there was a lack of quorum in the last meeting. Originally, this bill had a lot of issues as it deemed that the student legal services had to amend their current contract. I fixed that, made it to a future contract, and this is just obviously a resolution that is not telling them to do something. It's calling for them to do it in the future for future contracts. There's no demanding. This helps out countless students dealing with immigration services because a lot of time when they do have language barriers, for example, monetary issues, they can't have the necessary assistance that they would need here at the University of Florida. And yeah, I void the rest of my time.
Okay, 5 minutes of questions. 5 minutes of debate. Okay, 2 minutes of final privilege.
All right, it was passed. Thank you.
Okay, any motions at this time?
I move to amend SSB 2024-1074 to add the following names to the sponsors line, if approved by the author. Senator Aaron Rubai.
Oh yeah, the entire committee. Do the entire committee.
I'm making sure.
Yep, entire committee.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, the entire Judiciary Committee membership individually, if not already included, by unanimous consent.
Okay, are there any
And-
objections?
Let's keep going.
Seeing none, the motion passes.
I move to amend SSB 2024-1074 to amend the sponsors line to include Senator Aaron Amster by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any other motions at this
I
time?
move to pass SSB 2024-1074 by unanimous consent.
Okay, are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SB 2024-1074 has been officially approved. We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1075, the Freedom of Election Data.
That's a 700 code. I
Okay.
move to consider SSB 2024-1077 by unanimous consent.
Okay, no other objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We're now going to SSB 2024-1077, resolution advocating for extended dual push Remember Me period. Authored by Senator Watson Hewitt. The author is not here currently and did not indicate to me that he would not be here. So for that reason, I'm going to go straight into 5 minutes of debate.
Wait,
I mean, sponsors
what?
code.
Yeah.
Oh,
sponsors.
yes, I apologize. If any
Point
of
of
this,
information.
10:50.
Would Senator Amster like to speak on behalf of SSB 2024-1077?
Sure.
Resolution advocating for extended duo push Remember Me time.
I'll just be really quick. I think this is something that we can all agree on. It's very frustrating to have to do that every single time, and that's all I'll say.
okay, 5 minutes of question and answer, 5 minutes of debate.
I believe that this is a phenomenal idea, and I want to commend Senator Watson Hewitt for writing this. I think it's very important that this gets passed.
Okay. 2 minutes of final privilege. Okay, any motions at this time?
I move to amend SSB 2024-1077 to add the following names to the sponsors line.
Everyone.
Oh,
on it already.
everyone on the Judiciary Committee individually
Sure.
that has not. Okay, sorry.
No, yeah.
That has not already
I
been
agree.
included. Senator Khan, Senator Zarate, and Senator Mawson by unanimous consent.
Okay, are there objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any other motion at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1077 by unanimous consent.
Okay, are there objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1077 has been officially approved. We're now going to move on to
Uh,
SSB 2024. What were we just on?
we're on 77, we're on 78.
SSB 2024-1078, the validation of election revisions intended to resist Obstinance's New Zenith Verizon Act, 300 Codes revision, authored by Kashan Nayak. The author is not present. There are no sponsors. So for that, I'm going to go straight to 5 minutes of debate. No debate?
Oh wait, yes, actually. Yeah, I'm glad you're back because so it is important that this cannot be the very first item of business before public comment. It has to be after public comment. Public comment has to come first, is my understanding. So I intend to amend it to reflect as such, to change the word before to after, and then I have no more issues with the bill.
Is there any other debate?
Do you think we should consult Senator Nayak first, though? Or I don't know.
Are we able to make an amendment without having to strike him from the office line?
Yes, he's allowed to remove himself. Senator is allowed to remove himself from the author's line at any point if they do not agree with the amendment.
All right.
It is my,
Can you just write a short thing and just submit it Sunday? Like, just so he has like the approval, like the original author.
can you clarify that, please?
So you can just write an amendment to it and just submit it to Senate President, and that can pass if you so please. If you want to have the original author's like intent,
Yeah.
it's like he's a member of your caucus, so I imagine like
Yeah.
you consulted.
I'm pretty sure after is totally okay. If it's not, it can be addressed later on. I think this should pass though. I think this is.
Sorry, wait, were you done?
Oh, I was just gonna say I think this should pass. I think one word switch to amend this to make it fall in line with the Constitution is totally in the purview of the Judiciary Committee. And if it needs to be addressed again, that is the purpose of the 2 readings that it will receive, and any notice to the senator beforehand.
Can I ask, is this constitutional?
I believe it is if it's after public comment. I believe public comment has to come first. If I'm wrong, is the parliamentary in here?
No.
No. Point of information. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I promise we won't be doing this all night. Okay, there are a few issues with the bill. I think they still can be addressed. I do think this is very important. However, there are several other things aside from public comment that are being ignored from the bill, okay?
Could you mention
That
those?
includes the determination of the awards. That includes any outstanding legislation from the prior legislative term. That includes, of course, I'm talking about the Stratton Award and the,
Yes.
the committee award or whatever they
Yeah.
are. So those are being ignored, and that's very important that those be included in the prior legislative session. Also, I don't know. I just think overall that there's probably a better solution to this problem than this, because we're just kind of like steamrolling over a lot of things that have to be completed before the legislative session is over. So like maybe there could be a bill that is put up that like makes those awards, decided the meeting before the validation, or you know what I'm saying? Like there needs to be something else than just this, because this is ignoring so many other parts of the agenda that have to be accomplished before the validation still. That's all.
I think, yeah. Okay. Are we still in debate technically?
Yes,
Yeah.
2 more minutes.
All right.
I would say that given the fact that the parliamentarian is not here, and I think it would be a good idea to just consult and do a little more research to see what exactly this is circumventing, like what procedures have to be done before this can pass. I think maybe tabling it.
I think that's reasonable. I agree. As I'm not fully understanding the points of constitutionality that this fails on or legality, I think I need to look at this further. I think it's reasonable, should be too.
We're gonna move to 5 minutes to, okay, we're gonna move to any motions at this time.
I move to table SSB 2024-1078 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1070 has been officially tabled. We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1079, resolution
That's been withdrawn.
Okay.
I move to consider SSB 2024-1085 by unanimous consent.
Okay, any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We're now going to consider SB 2024-1085, resolution for the creation and dissemination of safety videos for scooters and bikes on the University of Florida campus, authored by Senator Joe Levine and Senator Roman Quattrocchi. There are no sponsors, and authors did not indicate that they wouldn't be here and wanted a phone call. So for that reason, I'm going to go into 5 minutes of debate. Any debate?
I know Senator Levine is passionate about this, as well as Senator Quattrocchi, so I really do think this is a phenomenal idea. I think there's a need for safety videos, particularly considering how bikes and scooters end up flying through Turlington. So yeah, I think that this is a well-written resolution, and I think it should be passed.
Okay. Any other debate? Okay, 5 minutes of any motion this time.
I move to pass.
I move to amend, actually, to add myself and anyone else
Yeah.
who would like to be added to the sponsors list.
The
So this is
entire
The entire
Judiciary
Judiciary.
Committee.
And Senator Isha Khan and Saratin, Monson, and Pelton.
Wait, I'm sorry, just repeat that one more time.
Yes.
Just-
Yes.
yeah.
Just
the-
Alright, anyone in the room.
Okay, all members present,
I
yeah.
move to amend SSB 2024-1085.
Make sure Senator Sanate is okay with that.
Are you okay with adding yourself to the sponsors list? Arturo?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, by
Unanimous consent.
okay, are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Are there any other motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1085 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. SSB 2024-1085 has been officially approved. We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1086. Resolution advocating for preventative campus safety initiatives, authored by Senator Roman Quattrocchi. Again, no sponsored authors not present, so we're going to go into 5 minutes of debate. Any debate? Nope. Okay, we're going to go on to motions. Are there any motions at this time?
I move to add, to amend SSB 2024-1086 to include all the members of the Judiciary Committee, any senators present in the room to the sponsors list
Okay. By
by unanimous consent.
okay. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We are now moving on to other motions or any other
I
motions.
move to
I
pass.
move. Oh wait, sorry. Oh, I move to consider SSB.
We have to pass this
Oh,
one
sorry,
first.
sorry.
I move to pass SSB 2024-1086 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SB 2024-1086 has been officially approved. Would you like to remake that motion?
Yes. I move to pass to
To
consider SSB 2024-1128 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We are now going to go on to SSB 2024-1128, a resolution advocating for coverage at the Lake Alice Conservation Area bus stop, authored by Minority Party Leader Nathaniel Pelton, Deputy Minority Party Leader Anamika Naidu, Senator Chalisa Budai, Senator Megan Lamey, Senator Isha Khan, Senator...
So what happened was that author line was supposed to be the sponsor line. So I was like, I would, if possible, some form of amendment.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Sounds
move that as a
good.
sponsor line.
Who is the...
Who's the author?
Me. I was the only author.
You're the sole author?
I was the sole
Your
author.
name
Okay.
is in- okay. Given that Senator Hunter Monson's name is not listed on the author's line,
Thank you.
however, he is the sole author, I will allow 5 minutes of presentation. Whenever you're ready.
Awesome. So thank you. I have a lot of friends that live by Williston that travel to like southwest area of Gainesville that travel very far using Route 9. And there's this particular stop 1482. It's listed right in the opening line. It's right by the Cancer Genetics Research Building. It is literally in the middle of just the road. Like it's literally just on the side of the road. It's right by a conservation area, so there could be like alligators that's popped out of nowhere, which is, believe it or not, I have seen an alligator cross the road over there. It was pretty fantastic. Let's go Gators. That being said, that doesn't protect anyone from elements. There's like very little lighting around there, and that being like additionally, there are students, faculty, etc. that do work late into the night there, and I would rather there be adequate lighting with the addition of some form of coverage, whether that be like actual like bench with the stop over it. I'm sure you can picture what I'm saying. It's like I don't know the exact word. There's like it's called a hut. It's called like a bus hut. But yeah, I'm just advocating for that generally. I have a lot of friends that have personally expressed that sentiment to me. I talked to Senator Kinkert about it as well, and she seemed very appreciative of this too. So yeah, I have to wait the rest of my time.
Okay, 5 minutes of question and answer, 5 minutes of debate,
That's a great idea.
2 minutes final privilege.
I also would like to amend the proviso because director of TAPS, Scott Fox, he's no longer the director. Feel free to do that on any proviso that you see with Scott Fox. He was like removed effective immediately. And that being said, I will find the person that I would like to add instead. Give me a second. I have it in the email. Associate Vice President for Business Affairs, Brandy, B-R-A-N-D-I, Renton. That's who I'd like to replace Director of TAPS, Scott Fox. So also, if y'all see that on anything, feel free to just put that
Get
out.
it right now. I'll have them. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, wait the rest of my time.
Are there any motions at this time?
I move to suspend the rules to create a block of all of the legislation that includes the name Director of TAPS Scott Fox by unanimous consent.
Any objection? Seeing none, the motion passes.
I move to amend all of the previously mentioned legislation so that the words Director of TAPS Scott Fox are replaced by the following name that is about to be said by Senator Monson.
Associate Vice President for Business Affairs, Brandy, B-R-A-N-D-I, Renton, R-E-N-T-O-N.
How does he spell the last name?
R-E-N-T-O-N.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
That's by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes.
Okay.
Any other motion at this time?
I move to amend SSB 2024-1128 to establish the author's line, stating that this is only written by Senator Monson, and then create a sponsor's line for the rest of the names currently listed under the author's line by unanimous consent.
Okay. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any other motions?
I move to amend SSB 2024-1128 to include the following names on the sponsors line. All of the senators on the Judiciary Committee individually that have not already been included by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any other motions at this time?
Oh, I move to amend SSB 2024-1128. Wait, he's already, you're already, I rescind my motion.
Any other motions?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1128 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1129.
I move to consider SSB 2024-1090 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes.
Wait.
We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1090, resolution advocating for the installment of a blue book vending machine in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, authored by Senator Annabella Vigna. Would any of these sponsors like to present? Are there any of them here? Gabby Prieto, you are here. Would you like to present it?
Just give me 1 sec. Which one was that again?
SSB 2024-1090.
I mean, like, sure. Just pretty much like there's a lot of classes, especially for people in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences that need blue books. And vending machines, I mean, it would make it easy for everyone to get the blue books. And like she mentions, I guess they run out of blue books in the vending machine that they have, so just adding more would be good.
Okay. Do you waive the rest of your time?
Yeah.
Okay, we're now going to 5 minutes of questions.
I have a question. So is this like a vending machine where you'd have to like pay to get one, right?
Yeah.
And what are like, I guess if it's stated, I apologize, but where exactly would they be? Oh, I see. Library West.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you happen to know would the price be different than the price they're sold at the bookstore, or is the idea to keep it the same?
I think, I didn't write this, so, but I think they're just supposed to be the same, like.
Alright. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Seeing none, we're gonna move to 5 minutes of debate.
We could amend it to say the same price if the committee wants to, if that's not already clear. In a proviso, in the proviso that's already there.
Okay.
Alright.
Any other questions? No, we're new. Was that debate?
That was
I apologize.
debate, yeah.
Okay. Do you know final? 2 minutes of final privilege. Do you wait for
Yeah.
Okay. We're moving to any motions at this time.
I move to amend SSB 2024-1090 so that it is included in the proviso that the intent of this bill is to have the blue books in the vending machine be the same price that they currently are in the bookstore by unanimous consent.
Okay. Are there objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any other motions?
I move to amend SSB 2024-1090 to add any senators on the Judiciary Committee that aren't already on the sponsors line by unanimous consent.
Okay. Any other motions at this time? Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Are there any other motions at this time?
I move to add everyone else in the room to the sponsors by unanimous consent.
Okay. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any other motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1090 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1090 has been officially approved. We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1091.
I move to consider SSB 2024-1097 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1097, the Public Participation Extension Act, authored by the Ad Hoc and Oversight Reform Co-Vice Chair Vivian Serrette. She's not here. Are any of the Minority Party Leader Nathaniel Pelton, if you would like to present it?
Oh, awesome. Okay, I'll make it quick because I do actually know what this bill's all about. So basically, we just saw recently that former Senator Cassie Urbans actually signed up for public comment but was not present at the time that she was called. And so she was not actually given the opportunity to speak because, you're no longer allowed to speak if you're not present. And so this essentially allows for a senator, a student, whoever, if they weren't able to make it for the first time their name was called, they're just automatically reserved. Just give the same right to those people to just be reserved automatically. They get one more shot to come in, and it just delays the amount of time. I think it's a good bill. I think it's absolutely necessary. If someone accidentally steps out to go to the bathroom, they had a really great speech, they still want to give it, it's automatically reserved for them. So I see no reason why it can't pass, and I hope it does. So I yield the remainder of my time.
Okay. 5 minutes of question and answer. 5 minutes of debate.
I think this is a phenomenal idea. I voted to allow that speech because I think it was the right thing to do. If someone who's prepared a speech, they should automatically get the right to reserve it. So yeah, I think this should pass, absolutely.
Okay. Are there any motions at this? 2 minutes final privilege, I apologize.
Oh, I wait.
Okay. Any motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1097 by unanimous consent.
Okay, are there objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1097 has been officially approved. We're now going to move on to...
I move to consider SSB 2024-1099 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1099 is in consideration. Stop Shouting Act, Rules and Procedures Revision, authored by Senator Angelo Gongano, and then sponsored by Senator Rajmia, both of which are not present. For that reason, I'm going to move on to 5 minutes of debate.
I think this is a good idea. I was actually very much in support of this. I think voice votes, over the summer in particular, I think voice votes in general are not that accurate, and leaving that up to the discretion of the chair. Like, there's obviously mechanisms by which you can call for a division, but I think the rising vote is much more apparent, especially when there's bigger voter thresholds above a majority. So I think this is a great idea, and I think this should pass.
The voice votes were like when you're saying like
Nay.
When I first joined Senate and I saw that, I was like, what? Not like accurate whatsoever.
Okay. Yeah. What was that? Debate?
Yeah.
Okay. Any motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 202.
No, we're just...
People sound excited about
They
that.
will.
Wow. It says stop shouting, and they're shouting. I'm confused.
Actually, can I motion to amend the sponsors line to all the people on the Judiciary Committee by unanimous consent?
Okay. Any objections? Seeing, yes, you have a motion,
you
any,
have to-
seeing none, the motion passes.
I move to amend SSB 2024-1099 to include the following names on the sponsor's line, including every member present in the room. Senator Sabate? No? Okay. Minority Leader Nathaniel Pelton and Senator Isha Khan. By unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Are there any motions at this time? Any other motions?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1099 by unanimous.
You're good. Yes. Are any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SB 2024-1099 has been officially approved. We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1100.
I move to consider SSB 2024-1067 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion
Object.
passes. Seeing that it,
Is there point of personal privilege?
Yes.
I guess. Is there a particular reason why you want to go back to that bill to hear it right now?
Oh, because Senator Zarate's in there.
Oh, okay. Are you here to present on it?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. We're now going to go on to SSB 2020.
Wait.
Well, there was an objection.
There was an
so,
objection.
Yeah. Just to be safe.
Okay, gotcha.
If someone wants to remake the
Yeah, would anyone like to remake the motion? Anyone would like to remake the
Remake the
motion that was
motion.
objected to?
Oh, to the same motion?
Yes.
I move to consider SSB 2024-1067 by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We're now going to move on to SSB 2024-1067, the Support Expansion Act 2, C2, Rules and Procedures Revision, authored by Senator Arturo Zarate? I apologize. Zarate. Okay. All right. We're now going to do 5 minutes of presentation whenever you're ready.
Sure. So what this bill does is, for some reason, it's not red on here. So actually,
Yeah.
I love
I don't have red either.
Here we go. So here's the bill. It allows more organizations to, you can pass that around if you want. It allows more organizations,
It's not showing
specifically
it.
IRA, to support this bill, to support bills in the Senate. They still can't author it, but they are allowed to put their names on it. I think this would really help increase the engagement of the local community. It would help increase engagement of people living on dorms with their local senators, knowing that they can ask their AGs to support certain bills. It would also allow increased cooperation with IRA and the SG, and overall, as soon as you get a look at it, I think it would really help.
I also will speak a little bit just because I am on the sponsors line. I do think this is necessary. Also, although I understand that the bill that was submitted does not actually have the revisions, you can make the revisions with motions here in the committee. So you can just move to strike words, move to add words, just kind of create it in the committee, if you will, from that copy and go from there is what I would suggest. So yeah, I wait for the time.
Okay. We're going to move on to 5 minutes of question and answer.
The changes.
Any questions?
Just keep the time running and I'll
I got you.
just want to read through it.
So, is there a way I could send this to people here?
This, to the
I believe.
I think this I want to like debate this, but I also would like to have it in the as it was submitted. I'm not sure. Would you be amenable to tabling this to next week? I know it's not ideal. I just want to have like just because it's. I mean.
Yeah, it's the format's a little rough. The review thing doesn't work on Word when submitting this, so.
Senator Badine, did you say something?
I was about to say, could we fail it for like, for format and then have it resubmitted but substantially similar?
Yeah, we can table it.
Yeah.
We should not fail this based on format. I think tabling based on format in this regard is not acceptable to the author. But I think tabling it might be the best option because we don't all have it. I know it could be amended here, but
Yeah, I'll withdraw it, sure.
Is there?
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
You don't have to withdraw it. You can just let us table it so it's still on the block. I think that's probably a better solution.
Sure, that works.
Okay.
Do you have to make a motion for that, or is it just
Still in
continue.
Q&A.
Still in.
Okay. Sorry. Any other questions? No. 5 minutes of debate. Okay. 2 minutes of final privilege whenever you're ready.
thank you for considering this bill.
All right, we're not gonna, any motion at this time?
I move to table SSB 2024-1067 by unanimous consent.
Okay, are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1067, yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to let you guys know, the portion that you just looked at, that wasn't read, isn't this bill. I'll just make the amendments and show it later, but both
Yeah.
the submitted copy and this one is incorrect, so just wanted to point that out.
Okay.
Alright.
SSB 2024-1067 has been officially tabled. We're now gonna move
I
on to
move
the.
to consider SSB 2024-1100 by unanimous consent.
Okay, are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We're now going to move on to consider SSB 2024-1110, resolution promoting the creation of mobile parking near the Right Student Union, authored by.
Point of order.
1100.
Oh.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, is a person supposed to be recognized before they make a motion?
Correct. Yes, however, given that that hasn't been occurring for the entirety of the meeting, I'll make an exception, but we can.
Wait, point of information. What was the question?
Oh, is a person supposed to be considered before making a motion?
Wait, sorry, I didn't hear that. Say it again, madam.
Is
Supposed to be recognized?
Yeah, recognize.
That,
I mean, yeah, if we're okay.
yes.
Sure.
However, I would say that's up to the consideration there, and considering the fact that I often would look at you guys, and that's my way of recognizing you. However, no, I agree. It's definitely
Point of order that needs to be rectified. I agree. That is
Yeah, thank you for
in
correcting me.
Robert's rules. I mean, I'm ruling myself out of order essentially, but
Yeah.
I'm like, basically, I just want to say that you can't, that can't be looking at isn't sufficient to say that. So
Thank you.
I apologize.
Okay. We are not gonna. What was it? Yes, Senator.
I move to consider SSB 2024-1100 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Thank you guys for correcting me. I will fix that from now on.
It's 1100?
Yes.
Correct.
We're gonna move on to SSB 2024-1100. SHAPE, Sexual Harassment and Prevention Education Requirement Act, Virginia Coast Division, authored by Senator Evan Raffanon, and sponsored by, would any of the sponsors, are any of them here? Yes. Senator Gabby Prieto, you are here. Would you like to present? SSB 2024-1100.
Is there anybody else that's here also? I just have to remind myself of what this is.
It's okay. Take your time. Let me know when you're ready.
It's just changing the pronoun to be gender neutral.
No, there's something.
No, there's more to it. There's a lot more to it.
The whole other section.
Take your time to look over and then let me know when you're ready.
Alright.
There's fire for it.
It really is a quote.
All right. What are we? Are we still in presentation?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to.
Has everyone read this? Has everyone read it?
I can only
Yeah,
speak
but
for
however,
myself.
we
Yeah.
can't speak on it because
Yeah.
we're not authors or sponsors.
I know that, but I mean, I waive.
Okay.
Do you want to do
We're gonna go into 5 minutes of question and answer. 5 minutes of debate.
All right, I think this is totally reasonable. If you read through it, first of all, the initial changes in sections 324.4, 8, and 9 should have been I'm glad they're being made, as well as green dot training in 324.5. I think everyone agrees that's a good idea. So that's all I have to say. I think this is a good bill and it should pass.
I just have a question. I don't know, any of you guys know, but this is an online training, or is it a physical in-person training? I'm still trying to read through it fast.
I believe it's an online training.
Online, okay. All right.
Are there any other debate? No. 2 minutes of final privilege.
Waive.
Okay. Any motions this time?
I move to amend the sponsors line to include my name, minority party,
For
all in the room.
everyone in the room.
Okay.
By
By.
unanimous consent.
Okay. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any other motions this time? Senator Fong? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
fine, yeah.
I don't want to say it wrong.
I move to consider SSB.
We have to pass it. Do we
Oh,
not?
do you?
Yeah.
Did we not pass
I
it?
moved. No, that was the amendment.
Is
I
there any
moved
other
to
motion this
pass-
time?
I
Senator
move to
Rivera?
pass SSB 2024-1100 by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SB
Follow-
2024. Follow up.
Continue.
SSB 2024-11 has been officially approved. Are there any-
Follow up.
Yes, follow up.
I move to consider SSB 2024-1103 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1103 is going to be considered now. Resolution to keep Southwest Recreation open till 1 a.m. Monday through Friday through the academic year. Authored by Senator Gabe Vargas. The author is not present.
Point of information, is there a substantially similar piece of legislation to this one that
So
has been submitted?
to this one here?
Yes.
Oh, I don't believe so. No,
Okay, just wanted to double check.
No,
to
no.
make sure.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Since the authors and sponsor are not present, I'll move on straight into 5 minutes of debate.
I agree with this bill.
Any other debate? Okay. Any other motions at this time?
I move to amend SSB 2024-1103 to include everyone in the room present on the sponsorship line by unanimous consent.
Okay. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Are there any other motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1103 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1103 has been approved.
Follow up.
Follow up.
I move to consider SSB 2024-1104 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes.
Point of information.
Yes.
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
May I address Minority Leader Pelton
Yes, you
and
may.
Judiciary Committee
Yes.
members? What is the laughing about? Is there a particular bill that you'd like
So
to hear?
the laughing is that Senator Khan came to this meeting to
Which-
present 11. So it's 1089. And
1089.
although yes, it is true that there's another bill on the docket that is similar in a way that is preventing you from hearing that bill, it is, I think, rude that Khan has been ignored and that bill has been ignored, even though it was submitted first, and that it is substantially different considering that it specifically relates to issues of Islam on campus, and that it should be given precedence over the other bill because it is substantially longer and more developed than the other one.
Okay. Point of information.
Yes.
Did we discuss this outside in the hallway? And I told you what my intent was to have you and Senator Khan discuss this with other people to make sure that the bill that has been worked on by others is not considered substantially similar so that they can amend it. I just wanted to make it clear. Do
Yeah,
you
that
remember
was what you
conversation?
said. That doesn't mean that I agree
I
to that.
understand.
And Senator Khan would like to present the bill, and I also said that that is the author, and I asked that maybe she be considered in that discussion.
Okay, understood.
So, like, what I meant by that outside was that maybe you should ask the author of the bill
Okay.
as to whether she's comfortable with that because she wrote the bill.
All right. Point of personal privilege?
Yes.
May I address Senator Khan?
Yes, you may.
All right, so there is another similar bill to this in the block. What I want to do, I think it's a good effort in bipartisanship if we can talk to them first so that they can create their bill in a manner that makes it not substantially similar to this one, because I know they've been working on that. Theirs includes both Marston and Southwest Rec for 24-hour prayer space. So I just want to make sure they're not present right now, that they can amend their bill, either work with you or amend their bill so it's different enough to be submitted as
I
well.
think it's already different enough due to the fact that it is Southwest Rec, and I'm emphasizing the fact that it's a 24-hour space, and that Muslims need a 24-hour space because of the prayer, tahajjud, right? I don't think that it's similar, like, in the sense, because they're combining two different places, right? I'm focusing on one place, right, and making it as extensive as possible. So I don't think that they're substantially similar. What makes you say that they
Senator
are? Because-
Bedeen.
Point of personal privilege. I know that you guys had your little powwow outside, but could you maybe inform the rest of the committee what the substantially similar bill
Okay.
is? So we may
Yes, I agree. I would like to know.
on this issue.
That is fair.
What is it? Yes.
1115.
1115.
And then mine is 1089.
Oh,
So you guys can pull it up.
SSB
Yes.
1115 and SSB 1089, just for.
Yeah, so I think it could be made to not be substantially similar. I think the problem is with the inclusion of Marston in both bills. I think that alone constitutes substantially similar, as they both mention it repeatedly throughout the bill. And I agree that there are certain differences in the time frame of allowing for it being a religious space, but I'm concerned that they would not be allowed to submit their legislation based on substantially similar, and I would just appreciate if they could be kept in this conversation so they could change their bill to be Southwest.
Right.
Point of information.
Yes.
Is there precedence if, like, does it matter the order in which the bills were submitted and are being heard? If we're going in order, wouldn't the bill that was submitted first have precedence over this one? I understand that they're very similar, but at the same time, this one is first in the docket. I don't know if that has.
I would agree with that
importance.
precedent, except for the fact that in the last 2 Judiciary Committee meetings, we have been bouncing around
Right.
repeatedly going forward. So I think that is, since I've been on the committee, that has not been the precedent, and to my understanding.
Mhm.
I understand the sentiment there, though. So, like, I understand. I just want a conversation with the authors of both bills to be present and to
Minority Party
discuss
Leader
this.
Colton.
Yeah, so 2 things. First of all, although it is true that once a bill is failed, no new bill can be submitted that is substantially similar, it is not true that 2 bills that are substantially similar cannot both be passed and put to the floor at the same time. So there's nothing preventing this committee from today passing both bills and letting the Senate floor decide what to do with both, whether it's pass both, fail both. It doesn't mean that we can't just pass both of the bills on the floor. They can both be passed. Everybody can have their credit and fair share in that regard. So that's something we need to keep in mind. The other thing too is I think the point that Senator Khan is trying to make is that she worked very hard to represent her community and herself on this campus, communities by which the authors of the other bill may not be a member of. And she is trying to represent herself and that community in regard to a religious prayer space in Marston, and the reason for the 27 prayer space being specifically for religious purposes. Well, obviously it is a prayer space regardless, but I mean like in the sense of Islam in particular. And so I think that we can't just pretend that these are like one and one and the same, and that somehow these 3 authors are automatically going to be able to jump onto this bill when it specifically addresses issues that Khan wants to discuss.
I think it's also worth, like, you keep on saying that it's substantially similar, but I disagree with that, you know what I mean? It's like, I understand that it's like the same space, right? And they're also adding Southwest Rec, but I've done my research, I've talked to people in Marston, I spoke to Islam on campus, I'm the one who reached out to them. On their sponsors list, there's no mention of that, you know what I mean? So I don't agree that they're substantially similar. And also, I wanted to, point of information, who decides what's substantially similar or not?
I believe that is up to the committee at the advisory of the parliamentarian.
Okay.
Right, but the only time that the words substantially similar matter on this committee is when a bill is failed and then a new bill comes to to this committee that is substantially similar to a bill that was previously failed, right? So again, I want to reiterate, there's nothing wrong with passing both the bills. There's nothing wrong with considering one over another or anything like that just because there's another one that's similar. That has nothing to do, that's no bearing on this. If you were to fail this bill, like 1089, if you failed this, then there would be an issue considering the other bill because that's substantially similar. That's the only time where that matters. So the word substantially similar is really not relevant here right now. I think the best way to move forward right now is to hear this bill, to hear the other bill, pass both of them, and let the Senate body decide which one they support, or if they support both, they can pass both. I see no problem with that. I do think that both the bills have 2 different purposes, and so I would advise the committee to just simply approve both and let the Senate decide.
Are there any motions at this time?
I move to consider SSB 2024-1089 by unanimous consent.
Okay, are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We are now into consideration for SSB 2024-1089, resolution advocating for a permanent 24-hour prayer space in Marston Science Library, authored by Senator Isha Khan. Isha, I apologize. Isha Khan. And whenever you're ready, 5 minutes of presentation.
Alright, hi guys. So I worked quite hard on this bill. As you can see, it's quite extensive. I just wanted to emphasize a couple of things that are not mentioned here, but are mentioned on my other bill that you guys passed. Thank you. It was, I forgot the number, but it's about IAM and budget. So basically, a little while ago, ICCG, which is a musalla, like a masjid or mosque, where Muslims pray, was recently hate crimed. There were 3 windows broken. So I think it's very important right now, especially to uplift Islam on campus and uplift the Muslim community here. So in doing so, I wanted to advocate for this permanent 24-hour space. As we know, Marston is 24 hours. And I spoke to, I forgot her name, but her first name's Sarah. I forgot her last name. But I spoke to her, and she was telling me about this one room, so we wouldn't have to create new infrastructure, that sort of thing. There is a lactation room in Marston, right? I'm sure everyone's aware about that. Not too many people, as far as I know. What?
Nothing. Continue, please.
Awesome. So I'm sure we all know that that's a room. So when I was speaking to her, she was telling me about how there's not too many people that there's usually the people who check out the key for that room tend to be men, and as we know, men don't lactate. So like young men, right? So we're assuming that these people are Muslim, right? Because we do have to pray 5 times a day, right? So I wanted to advocate for the space that we can pray 5 times a day, and as you can see, I reached out to Islam on Campus, President Omar Al-Taya, and he's set for this bill. He likes it. I reached out to Pakistani Student Association, as the majority of Pakistanis are Muslim, and I think that this is a great bill because I wrote it. In the sense that, like, compared to, I don't want to do like a little fight or anything, but compared to 1115, like I've done a lot more research, and I think that it's more extensive because there are like other denominations like Buddhism, Christianity, Judaism that can use this room as well. And so with the lactation room, so what I was thinking to make sure that this bill can be like actionable or resolution, talking to them, renaming the place into like a lactation/prayer room. Advocating to Islam on Campus to help us, buy some prayer mats that can be placed there, asking for prayer clothing. I don't know if you guys know this, but women typically have to be fully covered while praying, right? And some Muslim women don't wear hijab. And did I miss anything? Oh yeah, because it's Tahajjud, let me explain that. That's usually prayed from 12 a.m. to until Fajr, which is typically Fajr is the first prayer of. I don't know how much you guys know about Islam, but Fajr is the first prayer of the day, right? That's typically around 5, 6 a.m. depending on the days. So during the winter months, the prayers are all squished together because the day's shorter. But Tahajjud is typically prayed from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m., right? So for people who are studying in Marsden that are Muslim that want to pray Tahajjud, because there's a lot of reward in Tahajjud. It's it's non-obligatory, but it's a lot of reward. So for those people who want to pray there, I think it's very important to pass this resolution and kind of advocate for this room. And I'm definitely keen on working with Islam on Campus to help provide prayer mats and prayer clothing. And I'm definitely open. I'm definitely open to talking to Marston to rename the place because I think it's important to show Muslims and to show non-Muslims too that this is a place where you can pray, meditate, that sort of thing, not become more spiritual, but reflect on yourself. So similar to the meditation room in Live West. So yeah, I think that's it. Okay, my time.
Okay, yes. Then now going to be a 5 minutes of question and answer period. Any questions?
I have a quick question. First of all, amazing job. I love all the research that you did. This is a really well-written bill. In terms of the room and the size of the room, I don't know the logistics of prayer. Do you have to be alone, or is multiple people going to be at the room at the same time?
You're allowed to pray in a group. It's called Jamaat.
Okay.
So you can pray with multiple people. But unfortunately, there is only one key that you're allowed to have.
Right.
It's the same for Live West. I'm not really sure how to rectify that, but I can try to work with them and kind of figure out how we can rectify that sort of problem if it comes up.
All right. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Okay, 5 minutes of debate. Okay, 2 minutes of...
Point of personal privilege. Knowing what I understand now, and thank you for clarifying that both bills could in fact be passed, I really would like to say that I did not mean to any way diminish the work that you put into this bill. This is very, very well written, and I really commend what you're trying to do.
Do I like to respond?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I apologize for delaying the hearing of it. I do like the idea that I think in the future it would be good for members of my party or either party to reach out to each other, because I know that other senators would love to sponsor this. I'm sure on the floor, if you're open to taking sponsors.
Yeah, I am. I appreciate the sentiment, but
Yeah.
I don't appreciate adding co-authors because I worked.
No,
really
not
hard
authors.
on it.
Not authors.
Yeah. Okay.
I know. I understand completely. You worked very hard on this, and I can see that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that I meant no disrespect by my statements to go to different bills. I'm trying to promote bipartisanship, and I realized that was a failure in my judgment to not recognize that they could both be passed and both help the student body. So I just wanted to state that because I apologize
Yeah, I
for my earlier
appreciate that.
statements.
Okay, to Senator.
I'm really sorry. I just want to say, when we were laughing during the lactation room part, because I'm sure people were really wondering, it's not like a what is that? It's just that Amster and I have a history of having to meet in the lactation room.
Oh,
to
really?
discuss. So in that context,
We say crisscross
No.
applesauce.
we sat crisscross applesauce.
Yeah.
We had to negotiate some things. with
Negotiating.
So just it was funny remembering what that was
Yeah,
like.
it's just
and
flashbacks.
have not heard about
Great
the
times in the
lactation
lactation room. My
Yeah,
best friends.
great
It was-
times.
Lovely.
So
Yeah.
I apologize. No disrespect or anything. I
I
know
don't
this.
know if I'm
disrespect
allowed
to her.
to- I don't know if I'm
You will
allowed
have
to
2 minutes
say
of final privilege in just a second.
Awesome,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so I just wanted to emphasize again, please pass this. I really appreciate it. I'm obviously open to taking sponsors now and on the floor. I think that, I put in a lot of work, and there are some people that I want to add as sponsors, but they're not here. That's allowed, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, do I have to go through them, or can I?
Correct, you have to go through them.
I can go through them, okay,
Mhm.
sweet. And I'd also like to mention that there is a sync.
I think
I believe that only a member of the
Yeah,
committee can.
she'd
make
have to
a
give the
motion.
list.
Okay.
What are the
Yes.
names that you would like
Yeah,
to be
I'll
added?
send
yeah,
them
they'll
to
be
you.
after.
No, okay. You want to just
Oh, do
say
you want me
them?
to say it?
I could
We
just
just-
write them
Kind of hard
down.
to-
If you say them, I'll write them down right now in my
Yeah.
notes
I
and then
don't
like
think you'd be
put
able
it.
to spell them.
Just give the phone to
Okay.
Yeah, you can just give
Okay,
me the
I'll
phone if
send
you
it to
want.
But yeah, there's also a sink in the lactation room, which also there's something called ablution, or wudu, which Muslims have to do before praying. So that'd also be useful. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
if you yield the rest of your
Okay.
time, I can move.
Just
to-
Yeah, I yield the rest of my time.
Okay, are there any motions at this time?
I move to
So,
amend
format
SSB
is already on there, so
2024-1089 to include the following names in the sponsors line, including the list of senators and other organization leaders,
IOC, EB.
other organizations, on the phone handed to clerk Amster, as well as, are you open to having members of the committee? All members of the committee present not already listed in the sponsors line. Is that everyone? Senator Amster, Senator Sabate, I think you're already on it. All right, by unanimous consent.
Okay, any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes.
Do you think you can
Any other
send
motions at
this
this
to me?
time?
I don't have your
I move to
number.
pass
Yeah, do you think
SSB.
like I want to get all the full
I
names.
move to pass SSB 2024-1089 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1089 has been officially approved. We're now going to move on
I
to.
move to consider SSB 2024-1115 by unanimous consent.
Okay, any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We're now going to consider SSB 2024-1115, resolution petitioning for a pretty space at Marston Science Library and Southwest Recreational Center. So authored by Aditi Sarkar and Nor Azim and Co. Levengood, and none of the authors are present. Would any of the sponsors like to present? Senator Gabriela Prieto, you are present. Would you like to present it?
I mean, sure.
Okay.
Like, just kind of the same thing. I think it's super important to have that space at both places for anybody, no matter their religion. But yeah, yield my time.
Okay. 5 minutes of question and answer. 5 minutes of debate. 2 minutes of final privilege.
I might.
Okay. To any motions at this time?
I move to amend SSB 2024-1115 to include the following names on the sponsors line. Any member of the Judiciary Committee individually who has not already been listed as a sponsor. All right, by unanimous consent. Are you okay with that? I rescind my motion.
Sorry, I would rather not have my name on the sponsor list. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I'm making a motion. I move to amend SSB 2024-1115 to include the following names on the sponsors line. Please, everyone just say your name. Senator Aaron Rubai,
Aaliyah Henley.
Senator Jonathan Dean.
Senator Amster.
Can I say something? Points of personal privilege. With this, I feel like the formatting of this is wrong. There's some font inconsistencies. So would that be changed? Or what? Thanks.
point of information, could you point out where specifically you're?
Never mind.
The secretaries, okay. Yeah, okay.
Point of information, do we need to amend this to have senator before their names for the authors?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Okay. I motion to amend the authors line, putting senator before all the names of the authors.
of SSB.
Oh, SSB 2024-1115 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any other motions this time? Senator Zarate?
Zarate.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, we're learning. Sorry, I hadn't read the bill. I would like my name on the sponsor line.
Okay.
Okay. I move to amend SSB 2024-1115 to include the following names on the sponsor line. Senator Aaron Rubai,
Senator Leah Henley.
Senator Jonathan
Senator Khan, Senator Zarate,
Chair Wang, Acting Chair Wang.
Senator Fung.
Senator Elizabeth. I mean, it's Weston.
Senator Amster.
by unanimous consent.
Okay, any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any other motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1115 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes.
Point of information.
Yes.
What was the bill that I follow up to consider after SSB, the last one before we went on to 1089?
Oh,
It was
So
I want to say 1104.
1104?
Yeah, because 1103 was what we had just heard, and then you followed up, and
Yeah.
I believe you wanted to get to 1104.
Okay, did we heard 1103?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I can't amend it after I pass it. I think there are two other authors that were not included on it, but I can fix it on the floor. 1103, Southwest Recreation, open until 1 a.m. There were two other, Senators Megan McGuire and Roman Quattrochi should be on the author's line. I will fix that during the floor,
Okay.
on the floor.
Do you want me to note that, or do you have that?
You can note that.
Okay,
if that-
Megan
Yeah,
and Roman.
correct.
Or,
So,
Are there any other motions at this
I
time?
guess we're in line to consider 1104, if I'm not mistaken.
We're not gonna get, would you like to make that motion?
I move to consider SSB 2024-1104 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We're not gonna consider SSB 2024-1104, resolution to enforce bikers and scooters to walk through Killington, authored by Senator Gabe Vargas. Authors not present, the sponsors are not present, so for that reason, I'm gonna move on to 5 minutes of debate, whenever you guys are ready.
I mentioned this before. I used to ride a bike. I would get off my bike and then almost get run over by other bikers in Burlington. It is a problem, particularly during parts of the year where there are more people present, such as any organization tabling. I think it gets congested and it's very, very dangerous. So I think this is a very good idea, and I really hope it passes.
I do have a question. Like, I know you didn't write it, but would the idea be that bikes are allowed to like ride in to Turlington to like get off their bike? Because I know like.
Well, yeah. Once you get on I assume the statement I can add a proviso to enforce this intent would be on the pavers
Okay.
as soon as you get up there. Like if you get on the sidewalk, because they don't want you getting off in the street.
Right.
But once you get up, like there's signs already up there in Turlington. It's just where the tables start ish, like where the trees are,
Yeah.
until the barricades at the other end.
Okay.
I think I can
agree.
clarify that if you'd like.
I think there's like an implication that any reasonable person would understand they're not expecting you to get off your bike in the middle of the street. That we don't
I kind of agree with that.
So,
I was curious.
Yeah, that's a reasonable question.
Okay, any other debate? Seeing none,
Bye, all.
we're not gonna move to
Goodbye,
motions.
everyone.
Are there any other motions at this time?
I move to amend SSB 2024-1104 to include the following names on the sponsors line. Any member of the Judiciary Committee individually, Minority Leader Daniel Pelton, Senator Amster, by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any other motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1104 by unanimous consent.
Okay, any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1104 has been officially approved. We are now gonna move on to SSB 1105.
1105 last.
1105 pass, 1106 pass.
1107.
This. No, I move to consider SSB 2024-1114 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We're not going to consider SSB 2024-1114, Public Comment Efficiency Act, Rules and Procedures Revision, authored by Senator Angelo Gongano, and sponsored by Senator Rajmia. Oh my gosh, I'm butchering everyone's names today. Seeing that the authors and sponsors are not
Point of
here.
information.
Yes.
May I refer this to Minority Leader
Yes, you
Pelton?
may.
I know that Senator Gongano is not here. Would you like me to skip this, table it, or anything, or is it okay if we pass without him being here?
If
Or
you
them being here, sorry.
if you intend on passing it, then I have no problem with you just passing
Okay,
it.
I intend on
Okay.
passing it.
Okay, 5 minutes of debate.
I just have a
Wait. Yeah, actually, could go for it. Sorry,
like a clarifying question, I guess. So if we passed the bill earlier, that's like if you aren't there, it reserves once. But is this not removing the ability to reserve? Am I?
Wait. So, does this remove? Point of clarification.
So then don't those bills contradict?
Senator Pelton.
Okay.
So, first of all, I will just say yes, that is correct. Second of all, I will say after reading it personally, even though love my caucus wholeheartedly and their leader, do not support this bill.
I disagree. Yeah,
I
read
do
this
not support
incorrectly.
this bill. I think that, and I know like debating here, but reserving is a very useful tool to allow you to get more time to work on things or prepare your speech. I don't support this bill, even though I love Anglo. No.
Yeah, I read this incorrectly and thought this meant that they could reserve it more than once. Either way, I disagree with this. I apologize for my earlier statement.
Going back to debate, I think it would be unfair to fail it in the absence of its author or sponsor, so I would like to table it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Any other debate? No? Any motion this time?
I move to table. I'll go for it. I'm sorry. I move to table SSB 2024-1114 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1114 has been officially tabled. Question for you guys. I know you, Senator Fung, you brought up the fact of being recognized before we continue on. That has, senators not been being recognized before these focus. I'm just confused as to whether or not we're agreeing to that sentiment. So just make sure we're in that. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next piece of legislation. That is.
Okay. There's a reason for this. I move to consider SSB 2024-1121 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We're now going to move to consider SSB 2024-1121, resolution for extending hours of Southwest Recreation Center. So
this is what, yes. So this is why they needed to be added to the authors line of the other one. So I think it would be in the best interest, because as we clarified that they could both pass, I'm going to let them confer with themselves and decide which one of the bills they want to pass. These are both extremely similar. In my opinion, this bill is better. So I think they need to talk, but as we said earlier, if we can pass both of them, I think they can work on their own to choose one of them to pass on the floor.
I need to be given speaking rights. Sorry.
Senator Pelton.
I'm so sorry. Okay, so the only issue I see is that you already passed the other one, and then now you're going to pass this one. Now, this is sort of an area that I'm not exactly clear on, that's why I'm a little concerned. I'm a little bit worried if you are to have both of them on the floor and you fail one of them on the floor, or, you know what, actually I have a solution.
You can withdraw one of them.
Here's what I would suggest you do. I would suggest have them decide which one they want, pass that one on the floor, and then refer the other one back to Judish, and then in Judish you can strike it.
Could theoretically a senator withdraw it from the floor?
Oh yeah, I forgot you could.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do that too. Yeah. That works.
Are we on motions right now?
We're on debate
Yeah, you're
technically.
probably still technically.
Okay. Any other debate?
I think this should pass. I think they should decide which one to withdraw, and they can add themselves to the author lines of the other ones if they so choose. Yeah.
Okay. Any other debate? Any motions at this time?
I move to amend SSB 2024-1121 to include the following names in the sponsors line. Any member present in the room at this time by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB. Any other motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1121 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1121 has been officially approved. We're now going to move on to. Amazing.
Sorry.
What they do. Any.
Wait, I think there's a couple more that don't. Okay, yes. I move to consider SSB 2024-1126 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We're now going to move on with SSB 2024. Would you say one more time?
1126.
1126. Okay, SB 2024-1126, the Community Service Constituency Code
Yeah.
Revision,
That's
authored by Senate President Pro Tem Second Damaris, Senator Samantha Kinger, Senator Aaron Amster, and Senate Majority Party Leader Julia Cipher. Clerk, if you would like to present it.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much it's something that is kind of straightforward, 2 hours of community service. I just think that's something we can all get behind, and just for the sake of time, I'm gonna yield the rest of my time.
Okay, 5 minutes of question and answer. 5 minutes of debate.
Okay, so this bill is formatted incorrectly, and it's been indicated to me that it is going to be resubmitted
Alright.
with the correct format. And I know there's also another bill that's substantially similar.
Okay.
So for both of those reasons, I intend to table. I just wanted to get that noted.
All right.
Okay. Any other debate? No. Okay. 2 minutes of final privilege. Okay. Any motion this time?
I move to table SSB 2024-1126 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1126 is officially tabled. We're now going to move on to.
I move to consider. Sorry, I'm trying not to do that. I move to consider SSB 2024-1129 by unanimous consent.
Okay. Any objections?
That one, I'm curious.
Seeing none, the
Okay,
motion.
Was withdrew first, and then in the meeting there's
Okay.
the 5 that was like.
Point of information. I don't know if anyone knows the answer to this. Were there pieces of legislation that were referred back to Judiciary Committee?
So there was those 5
There were.
resolutions that were.
Okay.
I'm not sure what happened with them. They were either referred back or.
Yeah, I believe.
I'm
we
not
would have to
sure
check
on
the
those
minutes of the
resolutions.
Senate
If this is one of them, what was the
Yeah,
reasoning for it being referred back? Do you know?
Just
Did we ever get to that vote?
It was unanimous consent.
Oh, we might
Oh,
not have
it
it.
was. Was it-
But
so
I
you-
did withdraw it. So.
Okay.
How does?
So it's just
Yeah.
withdrawn.
Which one?
1129
Okay.
is withdrawn.
Okay. Any other motions this time?
I move to consider SSB. We need to double check these now if some of them have been sent back.
Yeah.
I move to consider SSB 2024-1130 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We are now in line to consider SB 2024-1130, Public Addressal Streamlining and Efficiency Revisal Act, or Revisal, PACER, Ad Hoc and Oversight Reform, Co-Vice Chair Vivian Surratt. The author is not present, sponsors are not present. For that reason, I'm going to go into 5 minutes of debate, whenever you guys are ready.
Point of order. I'm just.
Yes.
Members of the committee are not supposed to be speaking with other senators during the time period of debate. That's just.
That's correct.
I understand,
I'll
but.
be here then.
Okay.
All right.
Is there any debate?
Yeah, so this first strike that says by 5 p.m., I think 2 hours before, because it starts not necessarily at an exact time. I think 2 hours is essentially it's pretty much the same time period as it is currently, just amended slightly to adjust for the fact that meetings could be pushed earlier, I believe, or just later. I'm not sure they can begin earlier. As for the second part, directing comment at an individual other than the chair issued a warning. Public speaking time is 5 minutes long. Realistically, this just enforces a rule that already exists, that comments should be directed to the chair. It's not difficult to follow, and I think that it's completely reasonable to add a 30-second deduction if you direct your comments at someone else.
So this is for public comment, correct?
Yes.
The only issue I have with this is perhaps a public comment from someone who isn't a senator, who maybe isn't aware of this rule, that you have to directly address the chair and they might make one mistake. Then the 30-second deduction I think is unfair. Perhaps maybe adding that 30-second deduction after the second instance of doing it, just adding one fail-safe in case they do it by accident.
I think that's totally reasonable. I'd be totally amenable to amending this bill, and we can talk to Senator Surratt about this. I think adding one warning prior to the 30-second deduction is completely reasonable for people who aren't necessarily accustomed to giving public comment.
I think this also gives the Senate President too much power over a person's right to speak, though. I don't know,
I disagree, because it's not it's not just a dilatory warning reduces it by 30 seconds. It's a specific thing that's laid out within the rules and procedures of how public comment is supposed to function.
but it could violate a person's right to due process.
I just don't understand.
Under
There's
law.
a specific rule that you can only direct your comments towards the chair, and they break that rule. How is their a violation of their rights?
I think we have been, a lot of the legislation we've heard in this block have been at limiting the powers of the chair of the Senate. We see this with certain Senate bills that have already passed, including constructive absences legislation. I think you have to find the balance between limiting the power of the chair while still not destroying it, absolutely. I think it's completely reasonable to have a warning for, like, in general, but particularly for those who aren't accustomed to it. And I think a 30-second deduction is reasonable following that. Once you have a warning, you should have proper understanding of what you did wrong and how to correct it. I don't think that this is unreasonable at all.
Okay, any other debate? Okay, we're now going to move to motions. Are there any motions at this time?
I move to amend SSB 2024-1130 to include after the words and a 30-second deduction from their current speaking time after one warning has already been issued by the chair by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any other motions at this time?
I move to approve to pass SSB 2024-1130 by unanimous consent.
Okay, any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1130 has been officially approved. We are now in line for...
I move to recess until called back by the chair by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We're now recess until called back by the chair.
That bill that was just passed is unconstitutional.
Could you
You're
point out the-
violating a person's right to equal rights under the law. So what you're doing essentially is if the Senate President, so I'll tell you exactly what happens if I go up there, give public comment, and 30 seconds of my time is taken away. I will file a lawsuit against President Brinkman because under Florida Sunshine Law, everyone is guaranteed an equal amount of time for public comment regardless of what they have to say. There is no limitation as to what you're allowed to say because the First Amendment grants you that right, and this is Florida property. So
Okay.
that bill is unconstitutional.
If that is the
Period.
case, it will get referred back. I'd love to.
Okay.
I didn't realize that, and thank you for pointing it out. I will refer it back if that's the case.
Okay. Thank you.
I do not intend on passing anything that's blatantly unconstitutional. If that is,
Yeah.
I will consult the parliamentarian about this,
I
gather
mean-
his opinion. If it is blatantly unconstitutional, I will refer it back to the Judiciary
Just
Committee.
like for example, I mean, imagine if the dates.
Are there any motions at this time?
I move
Senator
to
Bedeen?
consider SSB 2024-1125 by unanimous consent.
Okay, any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We are in line to consider SSB 2024-1125, Student Senator Constituency Clarity Act, 300 Codes Revision, authored by Green Caucus Chair Zoe Richter and Senator Hunter Monson. Seeing that none of the authors are present, would sponsor Minority Party Leader Nathaniel Pelton like to present?
Yeah, just allows you to essentially use community services constituency. Really cool opportunity. Both caucuses want it. Let's do it. Let's pass it. I yield.
Okay. 5 minutes of question and answer, 5 minutes of debate.
I guess I can just. Yeah, I just want to. Yeah, I want to state for the record that there has been an effort from both parties to when this bill is referred to the floor of the Senate, that it will be considered for authors on the line already mentioned. For other senators who have written similar bills and legislation surrounding this, I've spoken to this with Senator Amster and Minority Party Leader Pelton, and I think that's a reasonable stipulation to have for the passage of this bill. I think both parties want it. I want to make sure both parties' efforts are accurately reflected when it reaches the floor.
Okay, any other debate? Seeing none, we're going to move on to 2 minutes of final privilege.
I wait.
Okay. Any motions at this time?
I move to amend SSB 2024-1125 so that in 324.1 BVI, the red text upon being sworn in is stricken from the bill, in addition to striking the word elected, replacing it with sworn in. Furthermore, in this amendment, I would like to include that in every instance where it mentions that in a fall or spring, senators must, the word attend be written on any line below that, not saying the word complete.
Can you repeat that last part,
Yeah.
please? Just that last
In
part.
any instance where it is referring to the fall and spring, senators must, end that line. Below that, add the word attend before every line that does not include the word complete, by unanimous consent.
Okay, any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any other motions at this time? Senator Fong?
I move to amend Senator Isha Khan's name to say Khan instead of KH.
Okay, any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any other motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1125 by unanimous consent.
Okay, any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1125 has been approved. We are now in line to consider.
I move to consider SSB 2024-1131 by unanimous consent.
Okay, any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We are now considering SSB 2024-1131, resolution recognizing the need for advising the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, specializing in transfer student affairs, authored by Senator Sarah Hoffer. Given that the author is not here, Minority Party Leader Nathaniel Pelton, would you like to present?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it really simple. It's pretty straightforward. Essentially, there's a significant issue for transfer students here on this campus, and that is that they do not have the same level of advising experience that we see as just normal students who apply from the very beginning of our college experience. And so essentially, all this is just advocating for those services to be improved. And this is essentially just really useful to open up that dialogue with, of course, the Assistant Dean Jillian Lord. And so it should pass. I waive the remainder of my time.
Okay, 5 minutes of question and answer, 5 minutes of debate, 2 minutes of final.
I was just say I'm excited to see other senators sponsor this bill on the floor.
Okay, 2 minutes of final privilege.
I waive.
Okay. Any motions at this time?
I move to amend SSB 2024-1131 to add the following names to the sponsors line. All members of the Judiciary Committee that aren't mentioned already. Deputy Minority Party Leader Naidu. I said that right, correct? Okay. Senator Amster, by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Any motion at this time? Any other motions?
Move to pass SSB 2024-1131 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. SSB 2024-1131 has been officially approved. Is there a motion to
Point of
adjourn?
information.
Yes.
I believe I have to pick everything up from the table, lay everything back down on the table that has not been passed or failed, and then adjourn the meeting.
Yes.
All right. I move to pick every bill from the legislative block up from the table that has not been passed or failed, that has been tabled today or in other days, by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes.
I move to lay every bill that was just picked up from the table back down on the table by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes.
I move to adjourn this meeting at 10:35 p.m.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. This meeting has been officially adjourned at 10:35 p.m. Thank you, senators, for all being here.
Good job, guys.
Appreciate you guys. So much love.
$1,000
Have the best night ever.